Support for Talking Town is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Hold up, fellas. I don't think we've quite understood what I'm talking about here. We've gone years in the UK without using the right tools for the job. Long gone are the days of a razor blade in the mirror. No more shall we look like Sideshow Bob down there. Manscaped have redesigned the electric trimmer. Their engineering team have perfected the greatest ball hair trimmer ever created and have just released the new and improved Lawnmower 3.0 in the UK. Their third generation trimmer features a cutting edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents because nobody wants a bloodbath in the bathroom. Did I tell you it's got waterproof technology so you can dim those lights, get yourself in the shower and groom to your heart's content? Whatever you do, however you do it with Manscaped's Lawnmower 3.0, and don't forget, you can get 20% off and free delivery with the code TT. Manscaped.com. Make your testes their besties.
This sound indicates an important announcement.
Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends. Welcome to the Thursday night, we're going to call it sports social. 3 weeks today, we're back being the match day preview show. Only 3 weeks. It's starting to move, and it's starting to move fast. The only thing moving faster is Luke's feet, Amy, as he gets towards the altar, and he's thinking, oh no. I'm joking. I love you, really. I saw that. Oh, cheeky. Oh, I don't know. I might have to bounce you out for that. Welcome in, Crunch. I'm glad you could make it. Yes, we are sitting down with new pro Paige Peake very shortly. Excited to hear what she has to say about turning pro, the second professional player for Ipswich Town FC women's team, which is absolutely brilliant. Things are moving on that side of the ball. I've got a link here to our YouTube page, just a little bit of tidy up, if you like, because the away kit has now dropped, so we now know what that looks like. So the competition to win an away or home shirt of your choosing, should you be pulled out of the hat, is closing. To enter this draw, you just have to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to run it a couple of more days. I'll probably end it on Monday's show, the 19th. So the Monday Talking Town show is when I'll probably end it. So you've got a few days if you were listening back on catch up, because you can hear us on all good podcast platforms, wherever you get your podcast. Stephen's in the room. Welcome in, Stephen. Welcome in, Mark. Lovely to meet you. Yeah, it wasn't yesterday, the day before yesterday. Crunch is asking the question, who's up for Stone Market versus Bury on August bank holiday? I'm always up for a game of football and a few beers. I absolutely am. Chat is absolutely buzzing. I can't keep up with what's coming in. Love it. Keep doing it. Keep those messages coming in. I'm going to bring her in first because I've mentioned her. It is, of course, our Queen of Gin, but we can't put that for YouTube reasons, so it's Queen of Hearts. Welcome in, Amy Downs. How you doing?
Hello. I'm all right, thank you. Absolutely shattered. I don't know how many people watching have got kids, but I think as you get towards the end of school term, it's just exhausting getting ready for the school holidays now.
Yeah, and then we've got them full time for 6 weeks, every day, every minute, every hour. Oh yes, you don't get any rest in this game. Listen, it's nearly your wedding. Have you sorted out Luke's surprise present for him yet? Obviously, and have you used the 10% off at TT code at manscaped.com for it?
I haven't, but you have just reminded me that I need to message Josh at Away Days and make sure that all my beer is on its way up. So
it's also a sponsor of the show, and I want to use Josh's advert to segue from Paige to Colin, who's here from the NK Dons podcast to talk about Scott Fraser. So I just felt that was more appropriate after speaking to Paige than the Manscaped advert.
I did tell him that I was going to get him the Manscaped thing, and he just gave me a funny look. So I'm not sure how well that one will go down.
Happy day. It's the way forward. Ben Moore might talk about the stream. There's a stream for the Colchester game. Is it next week, the Colchester game? Or the week after? So. But it's £18 a ticket, Amy, or £10 for the stream. £18 a ticket to watch the Ipswich Town B team.
Honestly, I know you're not going to like it, but if I lived down there, I would be going because I'd want to go see Luke one last time. But it's ridiculous.
We ain't going nowhere, Amy. One last time.
Well, he's gone from us, hasn't he? So it's a thank you and goodbye as far as I'm concerned.
Just follow him on Instagram.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I bet you do. Matt's done our fresh testes for the big day. Absolutely. Colin Plum. Voice saying, what's going on? I don't know. Ben Moore doesn't know. Josh Russell. I should have to go to that one crunch, or they're arranging their own little get together there. Balls and beer, says Matt Whitten. Absolutely right. Let's complete the trio, and then let's bring our special guest in. I need more water. Here he is. He's been busy, Amy, as he said before we went live, designing more tattoos for the general public of I think it's the Northwest where he resides. Have you got a tattoo?
No, God, no. I don't have the balls for that. I'm not a fan of needles. I have always said if I had the courage, though, I'd have the Suffolk Punch possibly on my hip. But I think because that's where I want it, I haven't got the bravery to do it.
Do you know Colin's got a tattoo?
Really?
Yeah.
Did he show you Tuesday, did he?
No, we were stood there watching the trophy be presented, and I looked down, and there on his calf is this big Ipswich Town badge, and I went, Colin, you got a tattoo? As if he wouldn't know. So, there we go. Anyway, here he is.
These little things you don't know unless you meet people in person, hey?
Yeah. Here is Curtis with a new intro.
Pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
Yes. I couldn't find any footage of you. It's been that long since we had you on the show. It's so good for you to be here with us. How are you?
It's nice. It's a bit of a break from everyday working, so it's nice to be talking about football again. It's the season slowly creeping back up in it, so it's nice to be back out of isolation, back working as normal. So that was lovely. And then I had the news a couple of days ago that double jab people don't have to isolate. So why did I have to isolate for 10 days? Absolutely crazy. It's but you know what? That's in the past. I'm happy now. It's all good. Life's good. I'm happy to be back here.
Good man. And we have to say a very, very happy birthday to you, as you are here with us. I know it's belated, but a happy birthday. Tell the beautiful people at home where your good lady, girlfriend, wife took you.
We went to the Ivy in Manchester.
Amazing.
So we
oh, la, la.
We had a bit of a smash up meal. So it was one of them. All the cutlery was nicely laid out. So I had to kind of tell her. I was like, right, don't use that fork for that. I was like, don't use that knife for that. And then like instead of like wiping your mouth with a napkin, I was like, just dab it. Otherwise it will look really common, like we normally do. And I was like, let's all just like relax here. Let's act like we fit in.
Like he's leading the back line of England at the Euro final. Let's relax here, lads. Let's think about it a bit. I love that. Let's dab a bit. I just would have gone like that with it, just a little bit of a dab. But I'm picturing a scene, Kurt, of like out of the Titanic where Jack Dawson is Rose is teaching the fella Leonardo DiCaprio how to use the knife and fork. And
It was all I can say is it was for the money that it was definitely worth it. It was the best ever steak that I've had. It was honestly it was melting your mouth stuff. It was honestly amazing. Yeah, if you're ever up north, I'd definitely recommend going to it. It is amazing.
Would you say it's pricey?
It's one of them. I think you go expecting to pay extra, don't you? You go expecting because it's the brand.
Treat.
Yeah, so it's. I mean, for what we got. I mean, like I say, my steak was just over £30, and what she got was, and we had starter, mains, and dessert. So it's one of them. You don't have to spend 30 odd quid, but on a steak. But it was my birthday, so you know
exactly.
what?
If you can't do it on your birthday, when can you?
Absolutely.
It was on her, so I may as well. I took advantage, really. I took advantage, so
Because she was paying.
Absolutely. As Crunch says, she's got some wedge. She's got some wedge. It's no best burger. You're certainly right. It's no best burger. That is the finest beef. Right, we've got a first guest coming up very shortly. I know all of us are excited to see the news this afternoon with Paige. I know, Kurt, you were tweeting about it. Is that right?
Yeah.
And what was it you were tweeting? I can't quite remember. It was quite a wordy tweet. I mean, your tweets this afternoon have been. You've been on it, Kurt. You've been really laying down the wood.
I just mentioned the fact that obviously we're all getting overjoyed at these signings that we're making, which fair enough. I mean, I'm happier than most about the quality of signings that we're making, but in terms of in-house stuff that we're sorting out right now, I mean, we are making huge strides in terms of. Well, I was about to say off the field matters, but it is very much on the field in terms of the women's team. We've now got 2 professional women's players, which it goes down in history books. This is history in the making, and it wasn't getting enough interaction online from what I could see compared to like what the men's team get. But this is on par, if not bigger, than what's currently going on with the men's team, because for many years we had a women's team which lacked any news coverage. It lacked any coverage whatsoever. I mean, it was only up until a few weeks ago that they got verified on Twitter. So the fact that they are now starting to get the coverage they deserve it's just fantastic. It's just fantastic, and to know that we've now got we're now slowly building this professional women's team. Yeah. It's just plaudits to the club in general, to be honest, because I don't think anyone, if you said this 2 years ago, it had just been a pipe dream for a lot of, especially for us. Never mind the ladies involved in the team. So absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic.
And you're right. The ladies team wasn't verified on Twitter, but Matt Phillips was, Amy. So I mean, that just shows the madness of verification on Twitter. But I'm very
a big deal, though.
Well, I'm very, 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 very proud and pleased to say we've got Ipswich Town FC women's second pro player ever, Paige Peake, joining us now. Paige, you disappeared for 5 seconds on me, and I had a mini heart attack. I looked down to bring you in, and you'd gone.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi went, so I had to switch over to my data.
Kurt then answered a one-word answer, and I was like, oh no, I've got no guest to bring in, and Kurt hasn't said anything else. How are you, Paige? It's really good to be here with you.
I'm good, thank you.
We were saying off air, have you stopped smiling yet?
No, not quite yet.
I bet. Look at that smile, Amy. I mean, Kurt was right about what it means and how big it is, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't.
I'm sorry. You go.
Wait, who are you aiming at, Martin? I'd rather hear from Paige.
Yeah, Paige. Yeah, go Paige.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's my fault.
No, it's massive, I guess, for the club, and it shows, just how kind of serious we are about progressing up through the leagues, and what we aspire to achieve.
I would say it can't have been a hard question to answer when they come to you and say, do you want to turn pro? But was it a hard question? Did you need time to mull it over? How does it talk us through the process, I suppose? How does it work?
So they offered me a pro contract, and it wasn't really a hard decision. I've known for a while that this club vision aligns with my ambitions and where I want to get to, and the culture that's driven throughout it. It's a really positive place to be in, and it's a really exciting place to be at the minute, with how much potential there is to almost grow and be the ones to, I guess, kickstart it and like through the leagues and be the kind of driving force behind that. So yeah, it wasn't a hard decision to make.
Oh, well.
Do you think if Ipswich hadn't offered you a pro contract, would you have had to start looking elsewhere to sort of keep building your career?
It was kind of at the back of my mind, but because it's the place I feel like where I'm going to develop the most and almost have the best chance of having a prolonged career, I would have probably, if other clubs had offered me like contracts, I probably would have turned them down to stay at Ipswich and just continue playing for nothing.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's the love of our club, isn't it?
Yeah. That's what Ed Sheeran on the front of your shirts does to you, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, obviously, you, as we said, you're the second. Well, it must be such an incredible moment personally to be one of the history makers, if you like, at the forefront of this change and this revolution at the football club, because you're only the second woman to be professional for us now.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's like I said, it's very exciting times, and it's part of what's so good about being with this kind of group of players we've got now. We're kind of the trailblazers of it, and I guess in charge of our own destiny as a club and as players. And yeah, hopefully we can achieve all that we're going to set out to do.
Yeah, because you're in a new division. So
yeah, we are.
a big year lays ahead. And you're not the only Paige at the football club. A couple of new additions, a couple of people arriving. What's that like as a player, seeing the coaching staff evolve and sort of change?
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it's kind of, obviously we've got players on contracts now, but the staff is expanding, and I think we've got 4 technical coaches now, which is just crazy.
It's great.
Yeah, and obviously we've got our strength and conditioning, and yeah, it's just it's going very well at the club.
You've returned to training for the next season, haven't you, already?
Yeah, we came back last week Monday.
What was that like?
Yeah, no, I think everyone's very excited about this season. Obviously, like you said, being in a new division, and the direction the club's heading in with the contracts, and everyone's just really excited to continue, and the aim is another promotion. So everyone's very excited to try and achieve that.
Back-to-back promotions. I mean, you've got the quality there to do it.
Yeah, that is the aim. It's going to be a lot more competitive league this year. So it's definitely not going to be an easy task, but that's our aim.
Absolutely. Crunch with a question. I want to know, where has Paige been on holiday? Look at that tan.
I haven't been on holiday anywhere, unfortunately.
I'm going away next week. I can't wait. Have you got anything booked?
No, back in season now, so
back at work, aren't you? Back training.
Literally back to work now, Amy.
Yeah.
Literally back to work. That must be a buzzing feeling. So have you given your notice? Where were you working before? I mean, what was that like? So
I used to work at David Lloyd, but they've always been really supportive of me, and they always said like I wouldn't need to work any notice if I ever needed to go or whatever. But yeah, they've always been very supportive of my football and given me the time off if I've needed it and stuff.
I mean, that's the dream, isn't it, Kurt? Literally walking into your place of work and saying, here's my resignation letter. I'm turning pro.
Yeah, I think we'd all want to do that. No, I certainly can't imagine the feeling.
Absolutely. Mike Baker, can you see in the near future Town Ladies going all pro?
Yeah, that's obviously the aim eventually. Obviously as we keep progressing through the leagues and stuff, more and more. That is definitely the aim.
I know in your interview with Ipswich that they put out on Twitter today, you mentioned that you've had friends who have gone pro. How influential was that in you? Did it sort of make you think? Did it make you more determined to make it you?
Yeah, I think in a way, obviously, it's a dream of mine, and I guess they're kind of were living my dream in a way. but I've always been very happy for them, and it's very inspiring to have my closest friends around me doing what I dream to do. So yeah, it was a good feeling.
I think that's the thing for me. I did 10 years ago, I did, as my dissertation for my master's, I did a radio documentary on the women's game and the media coverage. And the big thing that everybody said was what's holding the game back is the inability to go pro, because you lose talent because they have to go off and earn, and the fact that you guys are actually stepping that up, it's just natural. So for you, quite a bit younger than me, I think the fact that you're growing up around this next step now is just amazing. And as my little boys grow up, they're going to see you guys playing football just like mummy's favorite team do, and it's just going to be the norm for them. It's Harry, we came to see you guys play at Huddersfield. Who did we play? Was that Man City in the cup? And he just loved it because there were so many goals to cheer. That was his first ever game, so I'll always be really proud that his first ever game was to go and see Ipswich ladies. But I think that's for me what's been interesting compared to 10 years ago when I was sort of like investigating it for my journalist masters, was that the club never really got involved with the women's team. In fact, they specifically avoided getting involved with the women's team. So has that been nice, like actually, having Dan interview you for the Twitter page? Has that helped you guys, do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. The men's side is just as kind of interesting and involved. Like, we get on, I talk to the gaffer quite a lot and talk to the first team staff and players, and they're all very interested in it and ask lots of questions and see how we're getting on all the time. So, and obviously from the owners kind of coming in with their backing throughout the whole kind of club in general, it's just, a lot of support for the women's side.
As it should be.
Yeah, it's exciting time. It really is to be looking on. You've got a friendly in 2 days' time?
Yeah, Sunday. I've got Cambridge away.
Cambridge away. Oh, looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be good. Haven't played a game in a few months, so yeah, it'll be good to get back to it.
Absolutely. Got a couple of questions and then we'll let you go. These pros need their sleep, you see. Now they're turned pro, they need to make sure they get the sleep and eat right. Cruncher, are you looking forward to teaming up at the back with Liv Smith?
Yeah, very much so. She's a couple of years older than me. Played for England, represented England at European tournaments. So yeah, I'm very excited to play with her.
Absolutely. And last one, Paige, if you could play with any pro, who would you choose?
Oh God, it's a hard one. I'd probably say in terms of current players, Harry Maguire. I just feel
Harry
like
Maguire.
in terms of, I am a Man U fan, so I will
slap it. Hey, I love it.
He would balance each other's weaknesses and strengths out quite well, and I'm sure he'd be fun. I love his range of pass. Some of the passes he played at the Euros were unbelievable.
And what a penalty!
Yeah, I think it's one of the best penalties I've ever seen.
Yes, yeah. When it showed him stepping up, Paige, I said, "Oh no, he's a centre half. What's he doing as number 2? What on earth's going on?" And then, he'll miss, and then he smashed it. And it was such a postage stamp. The camera went out with it. Beautiful. How's your penalties?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So if Town need a penalty taker in a shootout in a cup,
I take the penalties.
do you?
Yeah.
I knew you were a dead ball specialist, but I didn't know you were. I'm okay. I've missed every single penalty I've ever taken. What's the secret? Because I've got no nerve, so I just bottle it. But what's your secret?
I don't know. I'm quite good at, I guess, focusing in and eliminating distractions and not thinking about the consequence of it. It's just another kick.
So brave. I've got to say, since I was knee-high to grass, every penalty I've ever taken, I've missed. It's got to that point. Right, Paige, we'll let you go. It's been a real pleasure to sit down with you. Congratulations again. And come back to us as the season unfolds.
Will do. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Cheers, Paige. Look after yourself.
Good luck, Paige.
Cheers, Paige. AwayDaysBeer.com. Proud to partner with Talking Town. For only $14.99, grab your ITFC Legends Pack from The Beat to Hoppy Robson to Brazil's Best and Pablo's Pal. Whatever you need, whatever you want. ITFC Legends Pack, $14.99 at AwayDaysBeer.com. Grab it today. Beautiful, beautiful drop. Have you tried it before you've gone for the wedding package, Amy?
No.
Oh, you're in for a treat. You're in for a right little treat. Curtis, did the missus, splash out a little bit more and then go for the away day beers?
She hasn't. No. The thing is, I'm more of a rum drinker than I am any ale or beer.
See you with a rum.
Yeah, I'm more of a black spiced rum type of guy. So squeeze a lime, a bit of Diet Coke. So that's more about what I am. That's not to say I'm not partial to the odd tipple, but no, I'm more of a rum type of guy.
Well, you can get an ITFC Legends Pack from AwayDayBeers.com at $14.99. But have you ever tried Cuba Libre then?
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a good one. Right. This club is providing us with so much content at the moment. Next up, Scott Fraser signing yesterday. A goal scoring midfielder. He's got a lot of goals in the bank. Before I bring in Colin from MK Dons' perspective, they've just signed Teddy Bishop. That's a poor. Colin, I'll tell you now, pal. It's a poor replacement. Sorry, it's in the pipe work. It's in the rumblings. Where are you on? I'll ask you first, Kurt. Where are you on the Scott Fraser signing?
Absolute belter. I said last season numerous times, and I said the season before how we always seem to want our strikers to score goals, but yet none of our midfield has ever contributed. And I don't care for this whole, well, this person plays this deep, this person plays this deep. I don't care. I'm asking you to score minimum one goal. I'm asking you to just take a pot shot and score anything. Like, we're doing Aaron Drennan and let it go in off your arse. I don't care how you do it, just as long as you chip in with a couple goals a season. And our midfielders lack that. We've lacked that for so long. And whether that's due to poor tactics from recent managers, I don't know. And quite frankly, I don't care, because that's the past. But now it's about the future. We have now just signed a top quality League One attacking midfielder who should propel our strikers a lot further, and in order to get them more goals. But not only that, but the assists that come from it, which we were crying out for last season, it's just on another level. And I saw Cruncher on the last show. It's nice to see that these signings, as I said, it's just boiling the piss of other fans. Like, for so long we've had to deal with signings where we say he might do a job. These people are gonna do a job. They're going to do a job. They might. It's not a case of they might do a job. They're gonna do a job. And it's just on another level now. This club is operating on another level. It might be a bit of arrogance seeping through, but these players are wanting to come to this club due to the ambition being sold to them, and this is something that couldn't be sold to them under Evans.
Okay. So, yeah. Well, no, Evans couldn't. No. Well, yeah. Matt Wingard, evening everyone. Scott Fraser, a fantastic sign. They didn't want to see the Sunderland for him. They were gutted they didn't sign him. Harry Butcher, other fans are crying. Lol, Ben Moore, Fraser, what a deal this is. I've had my vaccine today. I can't miss the show. Spot on. Ben, I'm glad you could make it. And Cruncher, piss boiling FC. Well, joining us now is MK Dons fan Colin Butler. Colin, welcome in. You've heard what Curtis has had to say. How are you feeling sat here this evening, knowing that Scott Fraser next year is wearing blue and white and playing at Portman Road?
Good evening, first of all. Thanks for inviting me on. It's nice to reciprocate. Some of your lads and one of your lasses joined us last season, so it's nice to be on. Divided opinion, I think, with Scott Fraser. There's no denying he's a fantastic player, and whoever your penalty taker is at the moment, I would just say, sorry, mate. Scott Fraser never missed a penalty for us. He never looked like missing. England certainly could have done with him in the World Cup, but I believe he's Scottish. So,
he is.
so that wouldn't have worked. But, he's a great player. There's no doubt about it. he has got a little bit of a temperament. There was a falling out session with Russell Martin halfway through the season. Apparently, well, so we were told, Scott wasn't really doing what Russell Martin wanted him to do, and he hoiked him off the field. And although he said it wasn't for that reason, he wasn't in for 3 games. So there is a little bit of it. But, I mean, one thing Russell Martin is, Scott Fraser, he'll give you 100%, mate, 100%. And I've got to admit, I'm gutted. But we knew he was going. You know, it was obvious to us even halfway through the season that Scott Fraser was not destined to stay with us. He was on a 2-year contract, but it was never going. It was almost like a loan, if you like. Yeah. We knew he was going somewhere. It was just a case of where. I got to say, his ambitions were championship, so I'm a little bit gutted. We got to play him twice, and that'll hurt. But you never know. We might have a little trick up our sleeve for Scott Fraser, because we saw how Scott Fraser was shut down last season, and you know, he was by a few teams. He was negated, and it basically brought our game to an end. So I think we know how to shut Scott Fraser down, but that's probably going to come and bite me on the arse. And that's football.
So did the MK Dons approach go through Scott Fraser then? Is that safe to say?
Mate, I don't know. I mean, the word in Milton Keynes is as tight as whatever, but you know, we don't get no information here. I mean, our best source of information for anything is Peter O'Rourke, who's a pretty steady source. So, I mean, we just knew chit chat was on the go. I went up to Kings Lynn the other night for a pre-season friendly, and Scott Fraser wasn't up there, and there was talk that he was going, and then of course Peter O'Rourke tweeted it that, you know, something was in the offing. We understood the deal was turned down. We all thought it was Wigan, because they're buying anybody with 2 legs and can kick a football. And you know, True. I was a little bit surprised it went to Ipswich, knowing Russell Martin is a Norwich man. So
I thought that.
Well, yeah. Does it honestly surprise you, though, that he's gone to another League One side and not the Championship?
Yeah, because he's always said his ambitions are to play at Championship. So, yeah.
He's with us.
Well, you say that, but there's 6 teams all in the same boat that are buying everybody. So, you can't all go up. And, you know, I mean, Sunderland have been trying for years, haven't they? I mean, you know. So,
True.
You know, somebody's got to fail, haven't they? So, but
well, this is it. But with a player like Scott Fraser in the ranks, do you think it's going to be Ipswich? Because obviously you've seen him play for how long he's been at MK Don. So for the guys and girls at home that, you know, just seen the statistics, they say one story. But what sort of player are they getting? What sort of player can we expect to see Morecambe at home first day of the season, Gillingham at home Boxing Day, and, you know, and the rest of it?
He's the sort of player that you'll have 3 players around him, and amazingly, he'll come out the other side with the ball, and they'll be looking where the hell he's gone. But equally, like I said, Scott Fraser, if anybody marks him man to man, he'll get very frustrated very quickly. And we found a lot of teams shut us down by shutting Scott Fraser out of the game. I mean, we thought that it would open the game up for our other midfielders, but it didn't always work that way. I mean, Scott Fraser was the hub of our team, and you know, we're knackered now.
Well, you say that, but Teddy Bishop is.
I read the comment at the bottom earlier. We've been done over. I think you're right.
Well, Ben Moore says we have ambitions of the Championship. You lot have ambitions of League 2 with Bishop in your side.
Well, we are not going back to League 2. Let me tell you that.
I'll let Amy sell Colin Teddy Bishop's. Tell Colin now what he can expect to see from Teddy Bishop at MK Dons next year. We've heard about Scott Fraser. What about Teddy?
I do think our fans are being a little bit harsh on him. Bless him. He's one of our own. He had a lot of potential, but he's been at the club at a time when we are going through the ringer. And I think, as with a lot of the players that we've let go this summer, I think if he was in a better side, he might have more potential to have more of an impact. I always feel like he's quite solid defensively, but actually quite attacking. But it's just we aren't an attacking team at all. So I've always felt like he's quite good on the ball going forward, if that doesn't sound too vague. But he's just the thing when you talk about Bishop, the thing you can't fail to mention is his injuries, and he's just been absolutely plagued with them. And hopefully, you guys have got a better fitness team than we've had
You're
for the
gonna
last
need
few
it.
years. Yeah,
85 appearances in 7 years.
it's crazy, isn't it?
Is that
Yeah.
what somebody? Oh yeah, I see it. What for Scott Fraser?
No, for Teddy Bishop.
No, for Teddy.
Teddy Bishop, yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
85 games.
You don't fill me with a lot of hope. Could I say, Cruncher? Could tell him to stop drinking?
Well, MK
That
Dons.
comment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, tell us about MK Dons. And you know how the summer is shaping up for you guys. Is it Scott Fraser aside? Has it been a decent summer, a slow summer? What's the feeling around MK at the moment about League
Well,
One?
I think from what you saw of us last year, Russell Martin has brought in I wouldn't say a unique philosophy of how to play football, but you can tell when we've got the ball, we don't like to give it away. You know, our philosophy is when we've got the ball, you can't score, you can't hurt us. And I think Fraser was, I wouldn't say central to that, but he was certainly pivotal. And I just worry that we're supposedly going through this Brentford model. We get players in, we develop them, sell them for a fee, and then we bring someone in to replace them. But honestly, I can only see that we're selling players and we're not actually buying anybody. We're taking a punt on players that are coming through. I mean, we had Harry Darling last year, and he came from Cambridge United, and I must admit he's one hell of a player. And you know, that's our backroom staff that are sourcing these players. So our saying is at the club is trust the process. Trust the process of Russell Martin. And there's a guy in the back room called Liam Sweeting. He's pulled some rabbits out of the hat in the last season. And he's pulled some real beauties. So I'm not going to be critical of what we brought in this season, but at the moment it don't look great. But you know, trust the process. You know, they could be the next Scott Fraser. I mean, we've already signed. Ironically, we signed a replacement almost for Scott Fraser before we sold Scott Fraser and before there was even talk. We bought a guy. I say bought. We got Scott Twining from Swindon, and we absolutely mullered Swindon both times. And Swindon looks awful, all except for Scott Twine, who really looks a player. And he almost looks tailor-made to replace Fraser. So,
yeah. I mean, Scott Twine's a player that's been raved about on this platform for most of the season, was on a lot of people's shopping list. That's a good acquisition. That obviously makes Teddy a bit more maybe a part player, which if you can get Teddy fit and keep him fit, you've got a fairly decent player. If people are honest, it's the fact that, as Colin said earlier in the chat, Colin, that 83 games in 7 years, or whatever it was, is just not good enough. You've also signed Baldwin, Aidan Baldwin from Bristol City.
Yeah,
that's not a bad centre half. So Cruncher says outside playoff shot is his tip. What's the feeling from yourself and others about your season?
What, me? About what's going to happen this season?
Yeah.
Well, we're still... Why is Amy laughing?
I just love... You are me, like this time last year, when everyone said, what do you get Ipswich will do? Well, we might get 10th.
Right, well, we're supposedly... I don't know whether you're aware. I mean, our three main scoring outlets last season were Cameron Jerome, Scott Fraser, and Will Grigg. And we haven't got any of those three anymore.
Oh dear.
Exactly. We've got Max Waters from Crawley Town. He scored 13 goals in 15 games for them down at Crawley. But that was League Two. Can he make the step up to League One? You know, we can't say he won't. We can't say he will. We're apparently, so we're told, 4 or 5 players short of a team. And it just depends who those players are. I mean, from the lads I saw on Tuesday at Kings Lynn, some of them looked a little bit bench type players to me. I might be a bit a bit cruel, but we played 4 30-minute quarters, and we had half in one sort of section of 60 minutes and half in the other. So it was a bit of a job to tell. If you'd have put them all together, who knows? They might be a team. But
so what? So would 10th be a good season right now? Would you take that?
If we'd have kept Scott Fraser, I'd have said pushing playoffs. I'd say 10th or 11th. I mean, I will say one thing about Scott Fraser. You're obviously aware of Alex Gilby.
Yes.
Alex Gilby, Charlton. He was our player of the year. When he left to go to Charlton, we were crying like babies. I mean, there was a meltdown of all, and we got Scott Fraser in, and he was at Burton Albion, and people were saying, he'll never fill Alex Gilby's boots, but he did, and more. So, there is life.
Yeah, but there is life, and we know, and that's why Amy was laughing, that you when you have to sell to and then bring in and keep that cycle going, sadly just need one window like we had under Paul Hurst, where that link is broken, and you have a bad season. Are you worried about goals then? You say you've lost your 3 strikers.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, we got Max Waters. Other than that, we've got Charlie Brown, who came from Chelsea. But
ex-town.
He's very bit parts. He came on and scored a couple of vital goals for us last season. But he needs minutes under his belt. All right, he's a year older. Hopefully a year better. But I would say we need a decent striker. I mean, there was word that we were chasing Moisa from Peterborough.
Oh, okay, wow.
But yeah, well, chasing him, I can't see us catching him. Darren McAntony, he don't like selling us players, and if we do, they come at a premium.
Well, yeah, everyone comes at a premium when they're buying from Big Dara. That's the way he does it. Yeah. But he drives our bargain, especially Barry Fry, when we're picking up players. I see Russell Martin's dived into his Norwich contact book. Got kind of Norwich loanies coming in.
Yeah. Well, Josh Martin
and Robson.
No relation.
No. And Ethan Robson.
Yeah, Ethan's come from a loan from Blackpool. See, I've written it down. He's on loan from Blackpool. Blackpool were actually one of my tips last year, and I was well chuffed they got up. And so to take someone from Blackpool, he don't look too bad. But like I said, we're still 4 or 5 short. Certainly a couple of strikers.
Okay. Before I let you go, Colin, I really appreciate your time. Curtis, Amy, you got any other questions about Scott Fraser or MK Dons or anything you want to try and find out while we've got Colin with us?
The only thing I'd say about Bishop is, in the same way that you referenced that Scott Fraser will give us 100%, if Bishop gives you 100%, then you've got a tidy little player on the ball. It's just a shame that from when we've seen him, he very rarely offers you 100%. But what I was pleading out for last season was the fact that we had a lot of players who were very much set in the comfort zone of Ipswich Town. These players have been at Ipswich Town for the whole careers, whereas having a fresh start at a new club, a new ground, a new training ground, a new atmosphere, it might well give them the kick up the arse that they need. So you might just have a very good player on your hands if he's in the right mindset.
He's also
Why do you think he got so far up his... Sorry, Amy.
No, God, I was just it just popped into my head. He's a bit prone to red cards as well, isn't he?
Oh, great.
Bishop. He's had a few. I'm sure he's had a few sendings off for some nasty tackles.
Well, when you play,
didn't he break? Wasn't it him? Oh no, that was
High.
Is that why he's played so few games?
Well, no, I wish it was Colin, because then you'd almost
it's all been injury.
know what you were getting. It's all been injury. I suppose when you say about red cards compared to the amount of games he's played, probably yes. Yeah. But overall, he's not a dirty player.
No.
In fact, his shorts can sometimes come off more clean than they went on.
So you're saying he's made out of balsa wood and glass?
Plasterwood, mate. Yeah.
This is one of the. We have done this so many times. We've bought a sick note. Sometimes they've developed into something good, and unfortunately, other times they spent more time in the, somebody said we bought several players, and somebody said he'll make a good impression. Sadly, it was only in the physio's bench.
We've had those ourselves.
That's about the biggest impression they made, But we did get Chuck Zaniki. We got him off Arsenal. He broke. I think he'd had a couple of leg breaks, and he came back to us. And I mean, the guy was just an animal. He was just awesome. There'd be players dragging along and he's hanging off his shirt tails. He was. And that was another gutting loss. But there you go. We get used to it at MK.
Well, this is it. Yeah. And we have for so long. So we really, us three and the rest of the fans at home can sit here and sympathise big time. We've had to get used to it. But Mark Tuxford, fitness is key for Bishop. Otherwise, he'd have still been in the championship. And that's probably correct, to be fair.
Yeah. Where do you see yourselves finishing this year?
I will be up by November. Not a problem.
Can I just put another thing to you? You've signed Joe Pigott.
We have.
AFC Wimbledon.
Were you a Dons fan before? Well,
I knew that question was coming.
Well, it's been asked in the chat, you see, by Mike Brown. Was Colin a Wimbledon fan before?
Yes, I was. Yeah. I was down at Sellers Park, Plough Lane. I've been down there.
So when the two play each other, you torn? You conflicted? You go on holiday?
Not at all. Not at all. Okay. Scum of the earth.
Oh!
What I was going to say to you, anyway, Joe Pigott, AFC, Scott Fraser, MK Dons, they supposedly hate each other. Do you reckon he'll pass the ball to him?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. When you're winning the league, Colin, you don't mind, do you? Play with But,
do you think you're actually going to do it this time?
Colin, it's July. I think we'll win the league every July. It doesn't matter what we've got. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you can't drink Kool-Aid in July, then it's going to be a long season.
You finished just one place above us last year,
didn't you? Exactly. Twice in a row. We're a mid-table team for the last couple of years. We've got nothing to base a championship winning season on, other than the fact we've got a dream team, a League One dream team assembling, if you like, which was a little bit exciting. You
certainly made a few people sit up and look, and I really think you've got a hell of a chance this year.
Really?
Hell of a chance. Yeah, I think you've got a hell of a chance. I mean, looking at the quality you've signed on, I mean, all I can do is sit here and be envious, It's a little bit galling, but you've got a new owner, haven't you?
We have, new consortium. It's just nice, and I'm sure Curtis will echo it. It's just nice.
Could Mike Brown elaborate why I'm a traitor?
I don't know. Yeah, good question. Let us know, Mike. But it's just nice to have you say you've made the rest of the league sit up. And when you say that, you don't mean that in a way of they've signed who? Who?
Well, I think.
Why?
I think.
Exactly.
Sorry, Yatsey. I think, was it you who said earlier you balled a bit of piss this season? There ain't no doubt about that. There ain't no doubt.
Normally, it's only our own piss we boil.
Yeah.
Really? So, I'd certainly like to see you stick it up a few teams like Lincoln.
Yes, please.
I hate them. And Sunderland. I mean, we beat Sunderland up at the Stadium of Light last season, and the only galling thing about it was I wasn't there to enjoy it. It was horrible to watch it on TV, but there you go.
There you go. Colin,
that's COVID.
Real pleasure to sit down with you. Sorry, it was a little bit longer getting you in than planned, but
that's no problem.
Thank you for your patience. Have a great season, and when we do play MK Dons, come back on and see us.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we did run a match day live last year podcast. I think about Cruncher was on it, and
he was. Yes, he was.
And Kate, not Rachel, Kate Riley. No, I made the biggest faux pas right at the end. They're going to call her Rachel. Yeah, but it's to everybody's amusement. But so I'd love to join you and extend the invite back to you.
Perfect. Oh, I would love to. Colin, as always, it's been brilliant. Thanks ever so much, my man. Look after yourself.
Good luck to the Tractor Boys.
Thank you ever so much. Cheers, Colin. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing Scott Fraser play.
Don't need luck. We've got Fraser.
We don't need luck. We've got Fraser. I like that one. MK Dons, Mike Brown, sorry. MK Dons not Wimbledon, is it? AFC Wimbledon, my guilty pleasure. Ben Moore, we've stopped buying from Del Boy and buying from Boise. No more pound line buys, Curtis.
Yeah, no, it's like I mean, for example, for me, I've never really got to experience the good times. So to actually see us buy players and then have those words undisclosed fee at the end of some of these transfers is just, it's mesmerising to actually look at. But it's, I mean, what I've had to grow up through is embarrassing. I had to, well, we've all had to watch, but I had to grow up with Ibrahima Sonko. Yeah, I had to grow up with these players. I had to grow up with Chopra and his issues off field. I had to grow up watching Jimmy Ballard with his 1 season loan, and then when he came back on a permanent, absolutely flop. Like there has been so many years leading up to this moment and these moments that are coming now, where you just have to sit back and enjoy the reaction of some of the fans online, because we've done it so many years now. We've been those people. We've been those people to say like, oh, why can't we get him in? Why can't we get in? This is now our time where we can enjoy it. It might, like Cook said the other day, it's going to be a bit ropey because these players need time to settle in. They need time to gel. But these players are quality. And they're not. If we get rid of them at the end of the season, they're not all going to be getting on a team bus to Colchester. About 6 of them have like this summer. If we get rid of them, they'll be going to League One associates, maybe even higher if they do so well. They ain't going to be retiring at Colchester Retirement Home. So they won't be stopping off at Job Serve Stadium. They'll be staying or going somewhere else. We can enjoy these moments as Ipswich fans now because we've been through all that hell. That's why I enjoy it so much now.
Absolutely. Jason Clan, for all the wages we've released, players sold, I don't think we've spent too much so far.
Yeah, that's a valid point. And we got a bit of money for Dizelle as well, didn't we?
$1 million.
Yeah. That's whose pants we pulled down.
I mean, I want every time I've got something to sell, I want Mark Ashton to sell it for me. Good grief. He could sell
I
ice
think
to
that's
the
a really
Eskimos.
valid point. I think all those people see these massive signings and, neutral fans probably think, oh, Ipswich is splashing the cash. But actually, probably when it comes down to balancing the books, we haven't gone that OTT. I take the point about wages. I think we're able to pay higher wage, but that's what comes with being a bigger club, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Listen, I was willing to give Mark Ashton and United for getting about 10k for Drennan. So like to get $1 million for Dizelle is he even got a fee for Hawkins. These are 2 players which I remember he said on a show that we would struggle to get rid of, and yet he's managed to get rid of them for undisclosed fees, which is absolutely crazy. Like I want to be in those. I want to be on those phone calls when he's talking to Leyton Orient and Mansfield Town. I want to be on those phone calls. I want to know what he's saying, because he must have the gift of the gab. It is amazing.
It is. Graham Tate asks, are we still interested in Cooks? Word on the street, Amy, is that we are. So they're trying to add a bit more depth to it. Now, I know you're somebody who goes away from home a lot because of where you live, Amy. So today's news might have been something you were looking forward to. The release of the away kit. Curtis, get ready because I'm going to get your views on this. But Amy, first of all, this is the away kit in case those at home have not seen it. There it is in all its glory. Apparently it looks much better when you see it on a mannequin in the club shop. But what's your initial thoughts at that strip, Amy?
It's just very underwhelming, isn't it? It's just very like, ugh. It's very meh. I'm quite a fan of the white shirts, actually. I'm reminded of the one that we had in the Premier League. I think it was the year we went up. That was white with like a black.
TJ went the other day on the show. Yeah, but that was much better than this shit show.
It's just boring, isn't it? And I just think, I mean, it's a damn sight better than that stupid psychedelic orange thing we had a few years ago. But yeah, it's just a bit. We've finally got this amazing sponsor on the front of it, and a terrible, terrible off-the-shelf shirt. It's because it's one of Adidas's standard designs, isn't it? And actually, one of the things I've seen people saying on Twitter is it just looks like the training shirt, and the training shirt costs 45 quid. So it's just like, it just feels very
Colin,
overpriced and underwhelming, I think.
Colin, who sat in the Talking Town VIP area enjoying the champagne and the house caviar, he just says, "What the fuck is that?" Which is a fair point. Amy, on a match day, when you go, do you enjoy a burger, a hot dog?
Honestly, you'll be lucky if I eat.
Okay.
Eating is cheating.
But you do enjoy several hundred Jaeger bombs, correct?
Obviously.
How the fuck is this thing going to look at 5-3? Honestly, I mean, there's not enough Daz in the world the way I eat my burger at football. That's going to save that shirt. Kurt, give it to us. You've been sitting on this all afternoon. You've not been happy. Give it to it straight. Let the guys and girls know at home what's going on.
I was expecting, for all the weight that we had and all this build up that we had, I wasn't expecting something spectacular. I was certainly expecting something white because I'd heard it on the grapevine that it was going to be white, but I was expecting something a bit more than what I used to wear for PE in year 7. I thought there are tweaks that can be made to the shirt that would have certainly made it look a lot nicer. I think the badge just doesn't fit on it. I think if you put it in a black and white badge, I mean, I've got my away kit when we had Nita, whatever how they pronounced it. The black and white away, the mainly black and with white trim away kit that we had, they had a black and white badge then. So I'm not sure why they couldn't just slap a black and white badge in it, because it would have been a lot smarter. I also think the collar could have had a nice black trim on it. For some reason, it really bugs me that there's the 3 Adidas stripes that are so iconic just aren't on the shoulders, and it really bugs me that they go underneath the armpits, but yet they're not on the shoulders, and it really bugs me for such an iconic brand. They're literally known for the 3 stripes. So for me, the little tiny tweaks would have made the shirt so much nicer, but I've been staring at it all afternoon. I've been trying to get my head around it, and I've been trying to will myself to like it, and I can't. I physically can't. And I think a bit of me thinks to myself, I'm supposed to lay out this amount of money, like £50 to £60, on a football shirt, and without being funny, I can go on the Adidas store, and if I want to, I can print off an Ipswich badge from my printer and sellotape it on, and it may as well look the exact same, because I want to pay for something that I can go, a lot of time and effort's gone into it, a lot of thought. At least a bit of thought has gone into it, because we don't get unique kits. It's just not who we are.
We're a third-tier team to Kurt.
Exactly. So I'm used to going off templates. But this isn't even off templates. This is off your first. This is like Adidas have opened up the catalogue and gone, right, so this is what we offer our semi-pro teams. And then Lambert, that one. Like, that one. Yeah, but Lambert, it's like Mr. Lambert, it's only £5 per shirt. Yeah, we'll just take that one instead. We'll take that one. We don't need any. I've got a meeting to go to in 5 minutes. Like, let's just scrap this now. I'll take the one on page 1. Like, and we'll slap.
Why is he picking the shirt anyway? He's a football manager.
It's down to the manufacturers from what I've read. So certain manufacturers, it was in an interview with that head of retail, Lee Hyde, who was in charge last year or whatever, and he did an interview, and he said the issue is that these manufacturers, whether it be Nike, Umbro, or whoever, they work about 16 to 18 months in advance. So for me, I don't see why you need to work 16 to 18 months in advance, especially if...
Well, there's so many teams, I suppose. Well, then if you've only got a certain number of templates...
Very true, but even more, in fact, for that reason, even more of a reason to go to a lesser-known manufacturer, because obviously your teams like your Nike, your Adidas, even your Umbro, they're going to be like saddled with loads of kits that they need to do every single year, whereas... For example, Wolves. I mean, I can't even think of the places they're there with now, but they've gone with someone a bit smaller, lesser known, so they've got a nice, smart kit, and they've been given a bit more freedom with it. Whereas Adidas, I mean, I saw Mark Beck put on a photo earlier regarding what he thought was the last nice away kit we had, and it was the orange away kit from when we got relegated, and bar that Magical Vegas logo, I genuinely did like that away kit. I thought it was quite smart. It stood out a bit. But Adidas have been absolutely shocking. I think it's one of them. I know some people will like it because it is. I mean, it's basic. It's smart. It's the only way I can describe it is crisp and clean. Do I want to fork out £50 to £60 for it? No, I don't. I think I will probably fork out my £50, £60 to the home shirt, which again didn't really have much thought into it, but I need to at least do it for one of the shirts. Out of 10, what would you give it out of 10, Kurt? That's an awful question. Just for the fact it's been chosen, I'd give it a 3.5.
Amy?
I was thinking about the same 3 or 4.
Okay. Now I've got a picture because I asked because I've got a picture that's been circulating on social media. You may have seen it, but it's from Julian Hughes. You find him at Single Handicap 2, friend of the show. This is it on the mannequin. Does this picture change your mind at all, Amy, looking at it now?
It does look better off the white background, doesn't it? Because it stands out. So on the pitch, it will stand out. I tell you what, I like those socks. Weirdly, I really like those socks. And I was just about to ask what colour are the shorts. The thing I find weird is, like Ant's just said, there's going to be clashes, so we're still going to need a third one. And the number of times I tend to go for the home shirt anyway, because the number of times you go to the away game and they're wearing the home shirt anyway. It's they never seem to be in the away shirt. I would have thought white is a terrible choice for clashes, but it does. You're right. I'd up it to a 6, having seen it on the mannequin.
Okay, Kurt. Before I ask you that question, we've got a few comments. We've got Stephen Parry 7. Jason Clayton says a lot that we got to know about this away shirt. Good times are here.
Yeah,
absolutely. But many people are passionate about their football apparel, particularly the shirts. I know a number of people are saying, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Well, now it's here. Sarah John says 4, 5 from Matt Stannard. Cruncher, copper, retro, black and cream, late 90s for me. That was very nice. Colin Plum 7. Mike Brown says 8. Mike Brown is refusing to do anything negative these days. No. I think his wife's slipping in something, I've got to be honest. Cruncher 5. She's got to be. She's that water she's passing isn't water. I can promise you that. Graham say, who decided the away kit? Apparently, Paul Lambert did. 7 from David, and Hawk says, I'm not sure they will have Colin, unfortunately. And Hawks also said earlier in the chat, greatest kit ever. Will say no one ever. What do you say, Kurt? After seeing that picture there, does it change your opinion at all? Now you've seen it in all its glory.
I'll up it to a 4.
Steady
on. I love it to a 4. The black shorts with the socks. I think they're a very nice touch, but I just can't get over the fact that we've waited so long for them to basically give me an Adidas sport top and then whack an Ipswich badge on it, which doesn't even fit on it. But the one thing I can say is that at least it doesn't have a line. At least it doesn't have a pinstripe going through the middle of the badge where it doesn't quite align with. At least it doesn't give me that OCD that I have when I look at that one pinstripe which doesn't align with the badge just quite enough. So I'll give it that. There's no issues with that, but I can't see me getting it unless at the end of the season and they start chucking it out at about 20 quid. I might buy it for 20 quid.
Have you seen the new home shirt yet? Actually, in person?
I have. I saw it a few days ago, and then that's what spurred me on to buying it. So it's currently being delivered.
You see, the fact that the pinstripes, Kurt, are more pronounced than I anticipated. The first thing I clocked was the line with the badge, and it just drives me up the wall. I can't do it. My OCD this triggers me. I'm the whole 90 minutes looking at that badge, thinking, if you just put it a little bit more. Blue Pill says crunch for Mike. Neil Whitmore 7, but want to see third one. What are Amy shaking your head up there for? What's wrong with you? Oh, you're on mute, Amy. I put you on mute. Sorry. Could you apply?
Because I saw that blooming comment from Cruncher and it made me laugh, which then set my cough back off again, which hasn't been. I don't need to know what Mike's taking. Thank you for his bedroom antics.
Manscaped bedroom antics. Brandon Carter. I can't work out a rating. I tried to sponsor the Coca and it didn't work. Very clever. Very, very clever. Okay. God doesn't buy socks. Yeah. Do you know, I don't think there's a man, woman, or child alive, Crunch, that doesn't know that now. I do appreciate you being the Talking Town megaphone. Thank you, Josh. Doesn't have faint pinstripes going the other way. To be fair, do you know what? I can
stupid arrows.
Yes, I can really see
me going down. That's why did we do that?
Yeah, like the go faster stripes. That is a Scott Fraser 93rd minute penalty. The clinch promotion pose that I can see that now in it actually being, if I will that into the universe, that will happen. That's a great pose. Yeah, it's not that bad. After that photo,
It might look better with a few grass stains on it. I'm not kidding. It might look better once I see some effort put in from these new players, and I see like a nice mud stain right through the back. It might look fantastic then, but right now, when I see it crisp, clean, like basic white, it doesn't look that good.
No, you're right, and I won't be buying it. It's a no from me, because my burger and its onions will end up down the front. It will end up stained, and then come September, I won't want to wear it because I just have a macerated stain. I'm doing a live show with it, and it will look stupid. So yeah, I prefer my kits black or dark or blue, something that hides the ketchup or the burger sauce stains. I'm going to be honest. I'm a messy eater, particularly when I've had a few beers, and I plan on having a few beers before every game this year. So it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Right. Is there anything else emanating from Portman Road that we have not spoken about? Bury was what it is. I mean, obviously did a couple of live shows from there. That was really good fun. Good to get that underway. Anything from the club that we've not touched on? I don't think there is. Just one more signing.
What about the £18 to go watch?
Oh, good grief! Yes, I forgot about that. Kick us, go on, Kurt. Just to tell the guys and girls at home what that is about.
£18 to go watch Colchester in person, or you can watch it on a stream for a tenner. Do I want to go watch a meaningless friendly with an opposition side that will involve 6 of our players in a game, like I say, is inevitably meaningless to both teams? No, thank you. I might buy the stream, but I'm not going to spend 18 of my precious pounds watching Ipswich
B team.
Yeah, I'm not watching Ipswich B team against Ipswich A team. It's just not happening. As I said on Twitter, I wasted enough of my money going to watch Alan Judge, Freddie Sears, Cole Skuse, and Luke Chambers in the Ipswich Town side for many years, and they gave me nothing back for it. So I'm not going to waste my money watching them with a Colchester strip on. Not happening.
I think you're right. I think £18 is absolutely taking the right royal piss. Brandon Carter wants us to talk about the prices. Michael Finch says buy a bib. Can you imagine me wearing a bib and the amount of flack we get on this show already? That just tip some people over the edge. Amy, £18 for a ticket in person for a 10-minute drive up the A12, or a £10 stream. There will be a match day ticket, just to let guys and girls know at home on that day. Emanating from my front room, because I'm not going to go and pay £18 to watch Luke Chambers. How about you, Amy?
Well,
if you could, if you were living in Stowmarket, for example, what would you?
I would. I personally would. I would want to go and see Mr. Chambers and Mr. Skuse one more time.
We'll see him in October, won't you, for the Papa John's Looney Tunes Marbles Trophy?
I suppose that's true. That is true.
That means something.
Yeah, that is true.
Steady on.
I think you're right. I think it's a ridiculous amount of money though for a friendly. It's bonkers. There's no question about it, and I'm assuming Colchester have ramped it up because they know it'll sell. So unfortunately, we saw it in League One. There's a lot of away games where people are charging £25 or more because it's Ipswich, and they don't normally charge that much. So we are a big club. So unfortunately, it's a side effect of that. But it is terrible. But honestly, if I lived down there, I'd probably, part of it being I'm so desperate to get back to a game again. Yeah. Although if I lived down there, I'd have probably been at Bury with you on Tuesday. So it maybe wouldn't have been quite so desperate. But I totally understand anyone who wants to go, because I'd want to be there to see Luke. So
I think Colchester, as you say, looking at Ipswich Town coming down the road, 10 minutes, big crowd normally.
Yeah.
Throw in all these new transfers. The first chance, because it will be the first chance, because we've got Stevenage next week in a behind the closed doors friendly. So you're not going to see him then. The next chance after that is Colchester. And you could have 1, 2, possibly 3 more in the door. They're banking at Colchester United in their cowshed that you're going to be literally outside trying to get breaking, because you want to see your new signings, which might be the case, I guess. Just go down there and stand at one corner. You can see straight in anyway. I mean, it's a flip. I mean, for a new stadium, it's a mess. It really is. Don't shoot me, Colchester United fans. Stephen Parrott is to pay their wages. Talking about Luke. Mark, I think it was about Luke. I don't know who he was talking about, to be fair. Mark Rattle, constantly the most paid the bigger wages they've just landed. Christian, I do like the shirt, not going to lie, but because it's on that on Pro Evo 2002. Hawks,
That's-
18. Go on.
That Chris there,
Yeah.
he's the man who I'm going to be sharing a car with when I come down to the Morecambe game.
Good man.
He lives in this area, so he's the man I'm going to be sharing the car with, and he can split the fuel. He can split that fuel. So
Who's driving?
I'll drive there. He can drive back.
Oh, we see. We'll split the field then. Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
Big up, Chris. Love that. We've got Brandon. I think £18 is a fair price. Excuse me. I'll be the judge of that. Very good,
very
Brandon.
clever.
How long have you been working on that one, son? All day, ready for the show. I like it. Hawks, £18 what excuse in Chambers again? No thanks. Well, we are used to paying £30 odd, I suppose.
Yeah, it's bargain compared to usual.
Half price. Palace before. Is it Palace before Colchester? God, they have got it wrong then, haven't they? Kurt on the beers. You on the beers for Morecambe at home? We can't be. He's driving.
Well, I can be. I can be once I'm there. Maybe not prior to me driving, but if he's driving back, I can be.
Beers at the
Yeah,
fan
you
zone,
definitely got to do it that way round.
Beers at the Fan Zone live show going on. Come and join us. Come and get involved. Michael Finch. I moved from Colchester in February. Now 25 minutes down the road. I'm still deciding to go or not. And Brandon says, good dad jokes for a 21-year-old. Absolutely love a good dad joke. Right, we're done. That's got to be all the news emanating from Portman Road.
There is an article from Stuart Watson, but I haven't had a chance to read it.
We can't report on it.
No, exactly. I'll tweet you about it later. Maybe you can use it in your
Is it
next
the
show.
one in the Arizona Police Fire and Rescue?
Yeah, I've been trying to read it while we've been
adversity.
talking. I can't get my head around the comparison, but apparently there is a nice message from Mark Ashton in it. So that was why I wanted to have a read through it. So I will have a look.
Running towards adversity. Yes, Kurt, have you read the article from?
I have. I think it's fantastic. I think it gives you a right good insight into where our money is coming from, and
brilliant.
the people whose money we are using to fund our club right now. I mean, these are people who are tackling the worst of fires. These forest fires that they get in the USA, they're absolutely crazy. I mean, there's a film that I watched the other week. I think it's called Walk the Line, and it's about a certain group of firefighters. They're called the Granite Mountain Rescue Team, and unfortunately, this group of firefighters they found themselves overcome by a fire, and unfortunately, they lost their lives because it was just a freak accident. The wind caught the flames, and then I think they got circled in and trapped. So it gives you a right good insight into where this money is coming from. So whilst we're not getting funded by some tycoon business owner, we're getting funded by real people whose money is, well, they're trusting our owners with their money. And I think to know that this is where the money's coming from, it's just a fantastic story. Honestly, if you've not read it, just read it and watch that film, because if you watch that film, it'll certainly get you in the feels. It made me cry. I'm not gonna lie, the film made me cry. It was awful. They have a nice little memorial package at the end for all the people that lost their lives. But you'll see it, and if that film doesn't get you, and if the article doesn't get you, then it's just
made of stone. I'll have a read. I'll have a good cry before bed tonight.
Yeah, it was a thoroughly good read. So well done, Stu at the EADT. Met Andy for the first time at the Berry game. That was lovely to say hello and meet him for the first time. But you've got a little story there, haven't you, Amy?
Oh yeah, Andy and I used to know each other when we were little. We used to play in each other's back gardens, and there's stories about paddling pools and things. I think our dads both used to work together. So he is a genuinely lovely guy. I really, really think the world of him. Tried to organise a meetup sometime when I go down to Ipswich, because I think his parents would like to see me, and I know my parents would like to see him. So we're trying to work out a bit of a meet up for the parents, bless them. So I think they were really excited that we'd been talking again, because it's a small world, isn't it, when you bump into somebody that you used to know when you were little. And the fact that he's doing my dream job as well.
Well, this is it. Michael Finch. Back to the article. My brother-in-law is a firefighter, and my dad was a firefighter. Thank you for their service, Michael. Fantastic. I tell you, you have to be the bravest of brave to the job not to say a strong stomach. Hox then asks, I wonder if a certain striker would run towards adversity. Probably not. I'm not going to finish off that. Stephen Parry, PW has said he would rather not sell Crooks than sell to League One. But I don't think PW's got a say in it, to be honest with you. I just want to know why Crooks isn't trying to force through a move. Like we've had so many players over the years try and force our hand. And about time Crooks write a transfer request out. Come on, Crookie boy, get your pen out. I'm sure Flynn's got one you can borrow. What?
So many digs.
Never a dig at Flynn. Love Flynn. He's my favourite player at the moment. But he won't be for much longer because I think Fraser might take that up listening to Colin. Right, we're done. We're done and dusted before 10:15. I love it. It's been a bumper show, but it's been a good show. Kurt, it's been fantastic to have you back on. Amy, go and read that article. You will thank me later. Honestly, it's a really good read.
I will. I definitely will do. I think this might be my last show for a while now.
I think it will.
I will not be around in August. So
no, you won't. So you're back in September, a married woman.
Yeah, strange world that'll be, eh?
Yeah.
I might have to actually grow up.
Oh no, don't be doing silly things like that. Listen, all the best with it.
Thank you.
Don't forget, Manscaped, 20% off with the code TT. Luke's make his testes his bestie for the wedding day. And away day beers for all your ITFC beer related fantastic tree. I'm off for a lie down. Kurt's off for a rum. And Amy's off to dig out that code. We're done. We're dusted. We'll see you all over the weekend.